How's it going? So super quick video. If you have a file and there's console log in that file, then you import this file into another file. You will not see console log in the beginning, you see, so you just imported the file and console log does not show up. So if you want to see the console log, you have to run the file like a function, like this. And then it's going to work. Maybe it's a Webpack server thing, but well, let me try to. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to comment this out, and then let me stop the server. I'm gonna build. Okay, and now I'm gonna run the live server. Let's see. Yeah, you see, you don't see the full in here. That's because you have to run it. Yeah, so now it's working, you see. But bottom line, technically, I'm just wondering at what point is this going to be. But bottom line, like if you don't see console log from a file, you're probably not running the file, or you're not running something in the file. Well, let's just run a dummy function and let's see if the console log shows up. So we're just gonna I think there has to be some form of interaction with the file for the console log to run, right? So if we just import like this, and then so we're now importing a function which is boom. We're gonna run the boom. Nothing is going to happen. Oh, let me just swap to the Webpack server. So my take is that it's going to work. Yes, it's going to work. So you see foo is coming up. The reason for that is because you have to have some form of interaction with the file, run a function, use a const. Something must happen to trigger this console log. So if there is nothing happening, console log by itself, it's just not going to be run, I think, right? So in my opinion, if we just remove this stuff, if we just remove this stuff here, whoops, this should technically not work right now, right? Well, I'm going back to what I've done already, right? Because if we do this, it's just not going to run. Yeah, because you see, console log is inside the file, but there is nothing to trigger it. So you need to do, let's just try to maybe create a export, default, blah. So if we just, well, let me do export const blah equals blah, like this. So now we're gonna import blah. We're gonna import blah from foo, and now we're gonna console log blah. Console log blah blah, right? So now what's going to happen is blah and foo are going to show up. Yeah, so you see blah and foo are showing up. But interestingly enough, foo console log runs before the blah blah. Huh. Even though this is... Let me just think, how does that work? Oh yeah, that's because the export happens first, console log then gets called, and then index receives the export and then runs the export here. So yeah. In this case, it makes sense why console log runs before this stuff, because export happens after the console log. Well, export happens before, but the call to it happens after. Okay, that's about it. All right, take care. Bye bye.